Malaysia's Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin has survived a key leadership test. Parliament passed the country's record $78 billion budget to fight COVID-19. Well, the king has thanked lawmakers who have backed the financial plan. Melissa Goh is standing by live in Kuala Lumpur. But first, a look at how the vote went down.
Bila yang saya tak kawal? Banyak kali tadi.
After 3 weeks of heated debates in Parliament, Malaysian lawmakers have passed Budget 2021. An attempt by a lawmaker to initiate a bloc vote failed to materialise, as 15 MPs needed to stand up before the process can be allowed. Only 13 stood up in support.
Yang berhormat,
Makhluk perosak.
Tak cukup. Bagi rakyat tengok. Tidak cukup 15 orang.
The result came after the Perikatan Nasional government announced extra goodies for the budget, including expanding withdrawal limits for certain accounts. The bill has moved past the so-called policy stage following a voice vote in the 222-seat parliament. But it can still be defeated during upcoming debates in the next stage of deliberations. The vote is a crucial victory for Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin, who's grappling with a slim majority in Parliament. The embattled leader says he's open to considering all views and criticisms. Budget 2021 is Malaysia's largest ever, worth about $78 billion.
Oh, Melissa Goh joins us live right now from Kuala Lumpur. So, Mel, a big sigh of relief for the Prime Minister?
Yes, that would appear to be another feat by Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin. Despite his razor-thin majority of just 2-3 seats in Parliament, he has managed to sail through with the budget, which is his first, being approved in Parliament by just a voice vote. The opposition didn't press for a vote count, which they could have by just having 15 MPs standing up, objecting to the voice vote, but they didn't. Now, only former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir and his son Mukhris, as well as a few other MPs, stood up. And I asked PKR President Anwar Ibrahim, who's the opposition parliamentary chief, he said he did not reject it because Finance Minister Tengku Zafrul did improve the budget by allowing some 8 million contributors to draw from their retirement funds. Although there's no automatic blanket debt moratorium for all, the government is dishing out more one-off payments to the frontliners, not just the healthcare workers, but the police, the pensioners, the undergraduates, the farmers, the fishermen, and so on. It's like another fiscal stimulus. But having said that, Mr. Anwar also questioned, how is the government going to finance all this? The growth projection is still unrealistic, he said, at 6.5% or 7.5%, adding that the opposition will scrutinise it now that the budget is at the committee stage and will definitely reject it, he said, when it comes to a vote again on December 15. And that's a final vote before it goes to the Senate or the upper house. Steve, will tally?
So does this mean then that the political uncertainty is now over, or are we still sort of a bit in limbo until this final vote happens?
It will never be over for Prime Minister Muhyiddin so long his majority in Parliament is paper thin, with just 2-3 seats majority. He will always have to watch his back, not just from the opposition, but from within his ruling Perikatan Nasional coalition, especially with the largest political ally, UMNO, unwilling to play second fiddle, and they're restless, wanting to strengthen their position in the government and to regain its preeminence in the next general election. They've said it many times. UMNO leaders, including the party president, Ahmad Zaid Hamidi, and former President Najib Razak, he's now UMNO backbenchers chairman. They've said that their support for Mr. Muhyiddin is not without conditions. It's how Mr. Muhyiddin manages them and their demands in order to continue to stay in power, while making sure that the people are able to cope with the pandemic. Mr. Zahid and Najib, they have emphasized that without political stability, it's hard to have a strong economic recovery. UMNO are gearing up for election as soon as the situation improves on the ground. And Mr. Muhyiddin has promised them that, and until that, he will just have to manage them.